Hey, my bad.
What happened?
I don't know. It didn't come up. Like this part didn't come up on my side, the recording. So I had to send it again.
Okay, let me see something by the way. Sorry, I'm trying to, because I noticed on the last podcast, the audio on my side didn't sound that great, and I just wanted to make sure it didn't sound like how it did last time.
Okay.
Does it sound funny?
It doesn't. No.
Okay. So I feel like the last time it sounded like I was distant or something. I don't know.
Well, are you far away from the mic or something?
I'm right on top of I'm right on it. I was trying to see if I could turn the volume up on the microphone, but I don't know how to do that. The only thing I don't know about this episode is the name of it, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm trying to look that up now.
Dixon Deliver.
Is that what? No, that was last time. It's a home sweet drama. All right, let me find this. All right, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start at the 2-minute mark just so I can get myself together. This must be from the last time. Welcome back to the Messy Reality Breakdown with your boy Ray.
And your girl. Sorry, can we start that again?
I'm gonna wait until 15.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Messy Reality Breakdown with your boy Ray.
And your girl Lily.
This is the podcast where we break down our favorite reality shows in the name of fun, shade, and a splash of messiness. What's going on, Ray?
Not much. It's Sunday night, Housewives night. What about you?
Nothing much on my end. And we're just going to jump right into it. Of course, we are covering live action, of course. Real Housewives of Potomac. We are on season 8, episode 2. And the name of this episode is Home Sweet Drama. And, we get to hear the taglines this time.
Yes, I'm excited. That's one of the main things about the Housewives that we all love is the tagline. So we're going to start with Giselle. And so, I'm no angel, but give me some grace and you'll learn to adore me. We're going to rate each one from 1 to 10. I'm going to give this one I'm going to give it a 9.
Whoa.
I liked it. I like how she combined all her daughters' names. It was cute. It flowed out well. It flowed well.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna tell you, I was not impressed with any of them, if I'm gonna keep it real.
I agree.
Okay, so then Ashley said, you don't have to dig for gold when you shine this bright.
4.
Yeah, again, 2.
Okay. For Robyn, I just took a DNA test and it turns out I 100% don't care. -5.
Yeah, I was thinking about a -2. I mean, it's just, this clearly is going to be the theme for Robyn this season. And if that's the energy she's going to bring us somebody else.
Yeah.
And then we have Wendy who says, if you're going to test this professor, be prepared to fail. Again, we have the theme with the professor shit. I'm just, girl. Next.
I'm going to give it a 4. Okay. Or
3.
2. 4. We're going to say the best for last, though, and we're going to judge that. So next is Nneka. Nigeria raised me, LA made me, and Potomac will remember me. 3.
Anyways,
number.
I'm gonna put her there with I don't know, I would just maybe a 1. 1 for trying.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Oh, Mia. It doesn't matter the size of her home. I'm always the queen of this castle. 1.
Yeah, I would put her at a 0. Mia, why you should have said something about your feet. It don't matter the size of my foot. I'm still stepping. I don't know. I couldn't think of one off the top of the dome. I really did not like any of them. Like, I waited. I even made sure that I didn't have any spoilers, and this is what I waited for. Please.
Yeah. We have two more, huh?
Oh, yeah. Continue.
So, Karen, I don't ride the fence, honey. I am the fence and you ride me. It just felt very long-winded. Yeah, I didn't care for it.
And then give us what our me.
And when they go low, I just did I know.
Yeah.
No. -2.
I'll give her a 1.
I'm gonna give no, because it's like, at least with Candiace, it was like, I may be small. Oh.
They were just awful.
It was very lackluster.
Listen, y'all know I love Potomac. I do. I really do. And I'm hoping they're not in their Real Housewives of Atlanta bag, but I just really did not care for the taglines. It was literally a yawn fest for me.
But I feel like we are in Potomac's flop era. I mean, I'm just going to be just upfront. I think this is the season we're trying to redeem it.
I'm going to give them credit because unlike a lot of the other franchises, which I can't really speak too much to, because again, I don't watch all of them, but they do have the core original. They've had some changes here and there, but overall, we still have, for the most part, the cast that we started off with.
But I think it's a good thing.
It's a great thing, but I think I have so much to say about some stuff, so we're going to get into it. So yeah, that was a note that I wrote, that I hated all of the taglines, except for Giselle. I gave her a low, because at least, like you said, there was some creativity there. At least it didn't start off with word on the street, because, she had a chokehold.
Yeah, that was very tired.
Yeah.
She did that like twice, I think, right? Like,
it was just, it's forever in bed. It's time to let it go. So I'm glad we didn't come up with that. I think
like
that
going with the Win Fabulous with Kenya, when she kept doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're done.
Just over it. I mean, even with Wendy, which, don't get me wrong, I love that the sister is educated. So excited for her. But we just need to do something else, okay? So anyways, so we're starting off where Ashley is like in some sort of like, I don't know what it is, like a Lowe's type area. It wasn't necessarily a Lowe's, but she was in the gardening area. And she's trying to prepare for her housewarming party. And Mama Sheila makes a guest star appearance. And I have to say, her mother is messy, and I was here for all of it, okay? It's like when she puts that wig on, something just activates, huh?
Well, that's where she gets it from. Remember, Ashley had that same type of wig on like a few seasons.
That's what I'm saying. When she put that wig on, something in her activates her messy. And Ashley definitely gets messy towards the end of this episode. But, the mom is asking all of the right questions.
Yes.
Wow, not a dramatic
pause.
Anyways.
Wait. Okay, hold on. I had to get my thoughts together. So she's asking about, she's saying that she couldn't make it to the housewarming because she has to work that weekend. And then she just asks Ashley about who she's inviting. And she's invited all her friends and other women besides Candiace, obviously. Oh, actually, before that, we get a little introduction to Nneka. She says she's going to invite her friend Nneka. But anyway, she's not going to invite Candiace.
And I want to bring this up too. She says that Nneka and Wendy have some type of connection, social connection. How they semi-know each other some type of way.
And she says, also they bring up the lawsuit that Michael has against Candiace. And, she says that, what does the mom ask her? Like, does she know more about it or something like that?
Well, here's the thing. So they bring up the past vacation that Ashley was on in the Bahamas, which we knew about that last episode. And Sheila said that she was shocked to even see Michael via FaceTime when they were on this vacation. And she's kind of like, well, speaking of Michael, which she probably didn't say that. I'm just going to put that in there. What can you tell us about this is where she's messy. She's like, so yeah, Michael's suing Candiace did he talk about it while y'all were on the vacation? Like, what can you tell us about it? And Ashley's like, well, she gives us like this very PR political answer. She's like, well, unfortunately, we didn't discuss it on the trip. I can't really say that I know much about it. He didn't really open up about it. I know just as much as everybody else knows, and I get my information from the internet just like everyone else. Do you believe her?
I don't. I think she even mentions too that this could affect, you know, his business. I think, but I feel like Michael has already showed himself throughout the years. Like, I don't see how this was going to affect him negatively when he's already showed himself in a lot of, you know.
Well, we have the butt grabbing allegations from like the first season, and unfortunately, you know, there was a season when Monique and I forgot what the big guy's name was. Who was her husband?
Chris.
Yes, y'all forgive me, it's late. Chris, you know, there was the alleged butt grabbing of somebody on like the production staff or one of the cameramen, something. And Monique alleges that she didn't have anything on camera, but I can't say that I believe that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's trying to protect, you know, I think she's trying to protect Michael
the bag,
in the way
his image, the bag, all of the above.
So I think that she's not going to really tell us anything. I mean, again, so Ashley's done a lot in this episode, and I really want to save it. But she annoys me, let's just say.
Oh, yeah, me too. But I definitely say y'all need to give Sheila a flute. I wrote that down. She need to be one of the housewives because she's definitely messy. And she definitely did a great job. I liked seeing their interaction together because I feel like Sheila was asking all of the questions that some of the viewers would want to know. You know what I mean? So shout out to Miss Shayla with the wig. And so then the next scene, we see Mia meeting up with Karen outside. And of course, usually when the ladies see each other, what's the first natural instinct that they do when they greet each other?
They hug.
But Karen said, you little snaky bitch.
I'm going to give you my acquaintance handshake. But that's what they called it.
A dry ass handshake. And honestly, do you blame her?
I don't. I mean, I think we all know Mia like has a propensity to lie or to
she's definitely messy Mia.
Yeah, so it's like I don't blame Karen for being hesitant and just being like, I'm going to see how this goes.
Yeah, she was just pretty much saying how she felt betrayed by Mia for jumping on the bandwagon of who's throwing those rumors out there, by the way. What's the other forgettable one?
Charisse. Yeah, Charisse last season. So they showed a flashback of last season when they were at the strip club, and Charisse was talking about how Karen is sleeping around with everybody here and there and stuff. And we see Mia just like, you know, kind of excited in a way to surprised to hear the news. So she definitely involved in it, and then she also helped kind of put more of the rumor out there that she was possibly sleeping with someone.
Yeah, she definitely added fuel to the fire. And her defense is that, well, I didn't say that it was true. I was just bringing up the rumor. I feel like if it's a rumor, why would you even bring it up? Like, you're messy. You're just a messy bitch, which is why the karma that is hitting you left and right is hitting you because you're nasty. You're messy. But yeah, so Karen's pretty much saying, like, in order for them to have hope in their friendship and to repair it, she needs to set boundaries with Mia, which is pretty much just because you hear it don't mean that you need to repeat it, because I don't repeat stuff about you and your family. I need you to protect my family just the way that I protect yours, you know? And so then Karen's like, speaking of, you know, family, how's Gordon doing? And Mia brings up the embezzlement. And, you know, she pretty much lets her know, like, it's not true. Those rumors aren't true, but I did believe it initially when I heard it. And
but then she wasn't sure at the same time.
Yeah, but she wasn't sure. And then she tells her, like, you know, but I've been very sober lately because, you know, I feel like, you know, drinking has affected my interactions socially in the past. And also with me being on medication, it probably wasn't a good mix. I do drink wine, though, because wine is sold at the grocery store and is nutritional. Mia is delusional as fuck.
Oh, God. Like, and it's like the type of delusion that I'm like not even into. She just doesn't do anything for me. Like, if anything, I just get annoyed seeing her on my screen.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too. And the thing is, when I first saw Mia on camera, like her first season, I didn't like her. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. She seems like she has it together. I like how open and transparent she is about her procedures for her body, her face, etc., etc. But like the more time that she spends on camera, it is just really hard because Mia's not real. And I feel like the way that she destroyed, I know I'm bringing up past season stuff, but the way that she destroyed a lifelong friendship with her best friend, so-called best friend, for clout on the television show, girl.
Yeah. And then it's like, I don't like how she tried to blame alcohol and the fact that she's on medicine for what happened in terms of the Wendy situation. When the thing is, you're mad because she called you out in your bullshit. And instead of just owning up to it, you were acting like a kid, you know, just acting very immature and throwing a drink in her face and trying to, like, you know, get her out of her character.
She's classless.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on that scene before we move on?
I would just say, like you said, she's classless. Yeah. And I don't blame Karen for, you know, setting some boundaries. Yeah, because...
even, like, as they were, like, dismissed the conversation and they were about to go their separate ways, Karen still made sure that she did not hug up on Mia. And I really don't blame her because she's a snake. Then we have Candiace. And I'm just going to go on a rant about Candiace. And this is, again, I am team Candiace. I know that people think that she cries too much. I know that people think that she's a bully. I know that people think people have so many criticisms about Candiace. And I want to make sure that I put a little sticky note on this part of the episode because I want to bring up something a little bit later about Wendy when we start talking about her. But Candiace needs a spin-off. Regardless of if the people watch it or not, Homegirl has things that are happening. And I feel like and I hope I don't say this incorrectly, besides Karen with her candles and her fragrance, which I've never seen or worn personally, but I know that she was on QVC. Candiace is the only person who has an ongoing brand, which is herself. She has the music that's going on. She's doing the acting. She has the hair weave business with her sister. Like Candiace, her husband does the chef shit, which I hope that he has a huge social media. I really don't know about Chris, but Candiace is the moment on that show. You know, I think that Giselle could have had her moment if the every hue beauty thing kind of took off. I think that maybe COVID might have messed it up. I really don't remember.
I think her company was liquidated before COVID.
I believe it was. And then, you know, with Robyn and the hats, that's cute. But as far as expanding the brand, it's Candiace. So we get into the scene with Candiace. She meets up with her manager. She shows us her unorganized office, but honestly, I'm going to give her a pass because Homegirl is on the road. She is touring. She is working, honey. And, you know, they're talking about, like, so what are we trying to do? Like, what's next? We know that right now she's towards the end of her contract with her music record company or whatever you want to call it. So they're talking about how they're trying to shop to find another record company. They're talking about touring and who they plan on bringing on the next tours. And so they talked about Drew from Real Housewives of Atlanta. What did you think about her reaction when he'd asked her, would you like to add her back on the tour? First of all, what did she do?
I find, like, so she said that I don't want to really bring Drew back on the tour because I already sold out Chicago. So I don't really need someone else to come with me. I have, like, two things about it. Like, one hand, I feel like Candiace is just like, she's saying, you know, I've done this for a minute. I feel like I have the confidence to do this by myself. You know, I have, like, the fan base to do this by myself. But then it's also, and again, I'm not trying to be mean, but this is just from what I see. I think she's kind of delusional a little bit. Like, I think she should have someone to kind of come on tour to help. Like, while Candiace, you know, I only know that one song, drive back, come back, da-da-da-da-da, whatever.
I don't think that's cute song like that.
Well, whatever. I like the song, drive back, maybe you want to, anyway. But I think in general, she's still not, like,
I don't think she has enough star power to pull on her own. But she's telling us that she's still got a show. So something
I mean, something's there, but I still think she's growing as an independent artist, and I feel like she still should have someone kind of come up, like a little bit of opening act or something at least.
It would make sense to me if Candiace did shows with like Maryland people. So like we would have Tamar, we would have Lil Mo, and then you would have Candiace. Like how they have the Scream Tour, have a Scream Tour, but with like the women of the Baltimore area. I do feel though that Candiace can really change her brand, and she is evolving. I think that she's been on the show for a little bit, and she started the show after the other housemates or housewives, excuse me. So I feel like she has been very strategic in making sure that she's making the most out of her brand and exposure on the show.
Oh yeah, I have something. I think another idea would be good is that if she goes to these cities, she can connect with like local artists within the area who have like kind of a decent, it's a big following. And then they can be like opening acts. So one hand, you're helping them out to get more exposure, but then it's helping you exposing, their audience to you. So yeah, I think in general, like as I was watching the scene, I was kind of proud of her because it's like I feel like she is literally using this platform to really build something bigger for herself. And I feel like this is a season we're going to see more Candiace in like her business bag. Like,
no, she's deep in it. The only thing that I hope for her, and I don't want to sound like that person because being a mother is not the end all be all. It's really not. But I do hope that if that's something that she does wish for herself, I think it's great that she's building her wealth. I just hope that she'll also have the time to be a mother as well, because I think that is something that she desires, and I think she would knock it out the park if she became a mother. And honestly, if she had a spinoff, what if that's a part of the journey, showing us her fertility journey and trying to balance a career and balance a relationship with her husband and her mother, and like Candiace really could have a spinoff. Again, would the people watch it? I don't know. I don't even know if I would watch it, but I do think that I'm just gonna keep it real.
So you're a promoter. You're putting her on this person. She need to do this to do that. You probably won't watch.
Well, just because I don't have great attention span, but I'm saying she would have enough out of because Karen had one and I didn't watch it. I don't think that Giselle has enough to have a spinoff.
Giselle is boring.
Giselle's boring. I think that Robyn wouldn't really have enough. Robyn's giving us nothing as usual. Karen, I love her, but I don't think that she was spinoff worthy. I don't think that who else is on that show? Mia's definitely not spinoff worthy. I think the only person on that show who deserves a spinoff is Candiace. What's her name? Dillard something.
Do you think Ashley deserves a spinoff in some way?
No. Not even Wendy. Wendy could potentially, but I really have a lot of thoughts and comments about Wendy, and we're definitely going to get into it.
Oh yeah.
So moving forward, I'm just gonna let you talk about this next segment because I'm done.
It's probably going to be short. So, going from growing success to a hot mess, we go to Robyn and Juan, and they're at the house. I'll say Ron. Robyn is doing her thing. Juan comes in, and Robyn brings up the intervention that she had last week with Giselle and Ashley and Charisse. And she just tells him, about what they said and stuff like that. And she also says that they believe that she tells him that they said that why would you put yourself in a situation to be seen like, in that manner in the laundromat? He says he doesn't care. And then she also says she doesn't care. And she really doesn't give a damn what the ladies think, and that she's going to do her and she's going to live her life.
What did you think about production bringing up that little meter? I forgot what they called it. Like Robyn's,
oh my God.
Something about Robyn's mad meter or something crazy.
I mean, she just
keeps playing in our face.
Yeah.
Bitch,
I can't. And it's like, I don't like, so it's really hard. Like, I don't know what to say about the situation. Like I think I've said enough. I think I said it last episode and before, like, I don't really have much my empathy, like, it's going down. Like, I just don't really care. This is tiring, and it's clear that she's not going to leave. No, not now, and I don't know if she ever will, but it's clear that she's set in her ways, she's comfortable, and she's fine. And if she's fine with Juan and his mess,
well, Juan ain't got no job, so he definitely ain't about to leave now. If he thought he was gonna have a foot out the door, he's stuck like Chuck now.
Well, speaking of, they bring that up about his job search, and how he's I guess having a hard time, especially with him being in a lawsuit. And Robyn says that she believes Juan basically, and says that he did everything he was supposed to do in that situation in the right way. So basically that situation just ended the same as it did before. Like, there's again,
I do not care, Robyn.
Yeah, I mean, Robyn. It's really
care. They both give a damn. I feel like when you get yourself worked up like that, you give a hell, okay? And I just think that they probably have discussions before they get on camera where he's like, all right now, Robyn, don't embarrass me on this camera. What did you ever seen the Hey Y'all video?
Outcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said, when you get up there, act like you got some goddamn sense. I feel like that's how that's how Juan be talking to Robyn before they get on the camera.
I mean, their conversation definitely seemed very scripted and prepared.
Yes.
I'm done with this. Are you?
Absolutely. Let's jump into, I don't even know how to say her name because apparently they were saying it incorrect. I'm going to call her Nneka because that's how I was introduced to her.
Mm-hmm.
So we see Nneka and her husband, and you see that they're building a home. She even threw out the Potomac zip code, and you see her walking around this house that's like being constructed with her little dog. I thought the dog was so freaking adorable. And it's been revealed to us that her husband is a doctor by day, and he likes to, what did she say, model his scrubs at night. And I think he also owns like some type of club or bar or something. I wanted to know, what were your first impressions of her?
She's very, I would say, high maintenance, very flashy about the finer things in life. They mentioned that they have properties in Michigan, Florida, Maryland, and Nigeria. So there's definitely, there's wealth there.
Well, she brought that up because she said that when she was trying to be approved for a mortgage, they had denied her because she didn't report all of what she owns. And of course, I had a little flashback of of Monique with all of the different properties. So I said, okay, a little flashback there. Well,
speaking of her property, the one in Potomac is 5 beds, 5 baths. And honestly, I don't like her house. I'm even talking about the outside.
Done. How can you tell?
No, I can judge. I'm talking about the outside more so. I just think it's pretty basic.
Didn't I think Karen's house at one point? I feel like Karen lived in the house that looked like that.
I don't think there's anyone. Like, for the longest though, my favorite house on this show was Monique's. I loved her house.
Yeah.
Like, that was the best house on this show.
It was a good house.
And I think you mentioned this too when it comes to like Virginia, or just maybe just Maryland, DC, Virginia. Like, the houses here very, was it colonial? Like, the style
they're definitely
is just
English influenced for sure.
It could be boring, even though I don't know. It's just.
Well, I've always said that I think that Virginia homes are boring because they all have that colonial style, very English. But like when you go further south, like Georgia, like your Savannah, in South Carolina, like the Charleston and even like the Jacksonvilles, that's where you see that French and that Spanish influence on homes. But up here, it's definitely very English. So yeah.
Speaking of, sorry, go ahead. Actually, no, we can talk about this after Wendy, but never mind. Go ahead.
I was just gonna bring up, and then she does not have any children. And I want to say, is she the only housewife that doesn't have children?
No, well, Candiace doesn't have children.
That's right. I just said that I want her to have Well, she's the only other housewife currently that is without child. They've spoken to existence that one day they will have twins. But my thing is, if y'all gonna have a 5-bedroom house, but it would be dumb for a baby to just have to have 2 separate rooms. So I digress. But then she was telling us that she is doing everything in her power to get her body ready for a baby, which is including taking vitamins, taking prenatal supplements. But the way that she takes it, I think that was for the camera, which is she drinks it down with champagne.
I didn't know you could do that.
I think that was for the camera. And she was like, because I start my day off with bubbles. Okay, girl. I do too. It's called a bubble bath. Continue.
So going to another Nigerian, we go to Wendy, and she arrives at a townhouse. At first, I thought she was looking at a house to buy, but apparently she says she's looking for studio space because she's starting her own talk show, which honestly I thought was just very random. She says like the show is basically a mix of educated and ratchet, and she hopes to catch the attention of major networks like Bravo, NBC, all the other stuff.
First of all, because she was talking about, needing a budget and everything, but she didn't reveal what her budget is. Wendy, you already have a big ass house. Is there a reason why you can't do this in your own home?
That's what I didn't get. And it's like, why do you need like a townhouse for a studio? I don't know. I just didn't think it. I guess she wants like a homey vibe.
Her home is a homey vibe.
But she doesn't want people in her house, probably.
Well, I have a lot. I really want to unpack a lot with her. But I saw someone on Twitter say, why do you need a house when Candy Coated Nights was done in her basement? And everybody knew Candy got oogles and oggles of money. She let us know that she'll buy every mother in this room if she wanted to.
But I think Wendy, also doesn't really know how to budget. Remember last season when she went to open that restaurant/library? Remember?
Or with the candles.
Yeah, and it's like she doesn't really know how to plan business ventures, which of course many of us don't, but that's how we have someone. I mean, she had the means to like figure that out for you. And she is someone who has resources for that. So I don't understand why she's being stubborn in that, like the business aspect, the financial aspect of it.
Well, I'm going to say this. You remember how I said that Candy girl has been on the show and she started the show after the other women, but she's been really making sure that she's making the most out of her time. She identified and narrowed her brand and now she's expanding on it. Wendy has been all over the place. I wrote down by her name, Sheree. And I say that because, Wendy, you need to narrow down. And I'm not saying that she can't be multifaceted, but you need to focus on one venture, let that become successful, and then venture out and do it by layers. Okay, so because she done been all over the place. We done had the candles. We done had the venture with the potential partnership in owning a club. We've had, actually, I don't know, but those are the main 2 that I can say.
And now she has this.
She really needs to find the one thing. And once you focus on that one thing, then build upon it. Because what I would hate is for her to crash and burn. And then she's been on the show for years. And she looks back and says, damn, don't get me wrong. She don't need the show. Because I can hear her right now. Excuse me. First of all, I am a doctor. And yes, you are, baby. But what I'm saying is, I think in order for that to really pan out, you need to focus on that one thing. Even with Robyn, and y'all know I really can't stand Robyn, but Robyn started off with the caps, and then she decided to switch up the designs and stuff. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? I think she did something else that expanded her brand.
But I kind of disagree. I feel like Robyn has also kind of been all over the place. I think
she has been. You're right, but I think that she found the one thing in, because she did.
But we haven't heard about the hats though, because she started. So it was she started flipping houses, and then she is doing the hat thing. But we haven't really heard much of that in a while.
Not this season. I feel like she was packing some shit last season though. But I'm saying when I think of Robyn and her brand, I do think about the hats.
But even like I would say a better example within the cast is Karen. Like I think with her La Dame, her fragrance, remember that was a big thing? And then eventually she got into candles.
That's what I'm saying. She focused on the one brand. I'm still going to vouch for Robyn, though. Because, she did do the PR stuff. But she figured it out and she stuck with it. But I think that Wendy's been kind of jumping all over the place, which don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, I want her to find a place where she's like, I want to stick my toes in this, and this. But I feel like she struggles with starting and finishing and seeing it through.
Yeah, and I agree. She needs to, like you said,
because I was going to say, at least with Robyn, when she did the flipping of the house, we saw her get to the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, damn, I don't really think I want to do this anymore. It's a lot. But she did start and complete.
Yeah, I think, like, even this show, like, to be honest, I wouldn't watch it. I feel like she's kind of dry. I think if she wants to even make this show work, she should kind of have someone to bounce stuff off with.
The only Wendy
if she really focused
that I entertain is Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, wherever you are, girl, we miss you. Come back. I don't think that Wendy's a great TV personality. I know that she does like the MSNBC and I think she's brilliant, but I just
you have to have like, because she's very more serious. I don't really get the personable fun vibe, which, you know, if you want to be a talk show host, you have to have a balance of both.
Yeah.
But I hope, you know, if she's really serious about this, she, you know, really sticks to it. And like you said, actually focus on this so it can grow to something.
Because I do want her brand. I think that she deserves to have a brand. I just think that she's still trying to find herself, but she needs to find that one thing and stick to it and start. And then once you realize, okay, this was successful, now I'm ready to build upon. You know, I can say I'm thinking about Phaedra. Phaedra's put her foot in a lot of things, but her main thing outside of her main career of being a lawyer is the funeral business. You know, and that is her thing. And I know she does other things and other projects, but like that was the central thing. So yeah, I feel like, what is it going to be next season, Wendy? And I don't mean that to be funny. I want to see my girl win, but I want her to be successful. And I think that she really needs to streamline, because right now it's all over the place. And I feel like, and I could be so wrong, but I feel like Eddie kind of struggles to support her, because he's not going to do anything, no financial risk, if he knows that there's a potential to fail behind it. Like, he was not with it with the candles, and he definitely wasn't with it when it came to the club.
I think the one thing that she needs is a good team. And that's the one thing that some of these housewives struggle with, is not having a good team around them to be able to promote, you know, a venture that they want to do.
Yeah, I think Candiace has a good team. I think Candy has the best team.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just want to make this one. It doesn't even matter, but I just feel like I want to mention it. You can tell that Wendy seems lost, because the person that she said that she's known since she was 19 that was trying to help her like figure out how to get this together, she was like, yeah, we got to get you a PA. And she's like, oh yeah, I got a PA. I know one. And then you're like, okay, well, I know one too. And then Wendy was like, wait, what does PA stand for?
I feel like she's trying to, again, yeah, like you said, just have all this stuff, you know, being on this platform. But then also I feel like on the one hand, she's trying to do the whole like Black excellence thing. Like, I can be the jack of all trades and everything and succeed.
But also, if you don't know, it's okay to say you don't know. And if you need help, it's okay to say, you know what, damn, I don't know.
Well, we're rooting for you, Wendy.
He's rooting for you. No, I'm rooting for you too, Wendy. I'm just kidding. All right. So then we see the High Yellow Club get together for a workout session. Go ahead and talk to us about that.
You want to talk about it?
I just asked you. Okay, so we had Ashley, boom, Giselle, boom, Karen, boom, Mia, boom. Not a brown skin girl in sight. And so they're all meeting up together. This is something that was ran by Karen. Karen said that she's about to approach her triple 20 club, aka 24660. And you know, she opens up a little bit about her mother and her mother's health issues. And so she knows she's trying to be proactive about her health issues. And so she went and got her heart tested. And of course, she got a little dramatic about it. Everybody on the edge of their seat. She's like, yeah, she sees that she has a 5% calcium blockage. And you know, we're like, okay, sis, like, you're good. Yeah. But also shout out to her, because I'm gonna tell you, to age gracefully is just a win within itself. Karen really does look great for her age, and not even for her age. Karen just looks great, period, point blank. And she clearly is keeping up with her body and her health and everything.
Yeah.
She looks better than I do. That's for damn sure. So I think it's great that as a Black woman, and hopefully Black women who are watching it this evening, or just even women in general, said, you know what? I'm on the verge of turning XYZ. I better go to the doctor and get my shit tested. Because a lot of Black women, the silent killer for women is heart disease. So I think that was great that she'd mentioned that. So yeah, a lot of topics were brought up.
Yeah, it was so many. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to write as much as I can.
Well,
and you kind of get the rest. No, I was like, and you can get the rest if I miss anything.
Well, they're doing Pilates, and once they're done with the working out, I love the little bit production. I love the production for Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought it was cute what they did. It was funny. They had the beginners labeled, which was Giselle and Mia and Karen. Of course, we had our advanced player who also introduced her twins. I forgot what their names are, but Debbie and Diamond.
Debbie and Diamond.
Yeah, so we got new twins hanging out. And then Mia's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy this is over. I gotta go pee. So then she walks away. They start talking about her. I believe it was Giselle who was asking her about the handshake. I think Ashley might have brought it up too, and she was just like, yeah, just kind of letting her know I didn't appreciate the rumors, blah, 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 blah. And Giselle's like, well, speaking of rumors, do you think that you and Robyn plan to make up? Because you were talking about her and bringing up her rumors about the lady, I guess that was lady in Canada. I really don't know. Whoever the woman was that they said, I don't even think she was in Canada, but the one that she said looked like her. So they brought that up. And Karen's like, that's fine and dandy. I can do that if I owe her an apology, but I feel like she owes me an apology as well. So of course there's that back and forth. And it's crazy because it's like, sometimes you forget that Karen is just as messy as the other ladies. She's just really good about not taking accountability. And she's so great at it that I forget, like, oh damn, she was being messy too.
I think Karen has she's definitely funny. She has I guess the charm, charisma that sometimes we just kind of
give her a pass.
Yeah, we give her a pass. But speaking of that, that's why even, I don't like Robyn, but I will agree with her when it comes to Karen. I feel like Robyn doesn't like Karen because she puts on facades and she's not always truthful. That's the truth. Yeah. So their animosity runs deep, but while I do understand where Karen's coming from with Robyn, I have to also say Robyn is right with Karen also. I don't think that's coming from nowhere.
But Robyn, you're best friends with the woman who brings up rumors all the fucking time, aka Giselle. That's all Giselle does. So how can you hold Karen to a standard that you're not holding your so-called close friend to?
Because Giselle is my best friend, I'm going to stick by her. That's the logic.
But you see, Giselle is now, she done been on everybody's marriage, so you know which marriage she's hyper-focusing on this season. Robyn.
Yeah, but she's not going to probably throw her under the bus.
She's not throwing her under the bus, but there's definitely a division where you can see that Giselle is independently thinking on her own and not agreeing with this. Whether or not this is also another PR stunt for production, I don't know, but the point is, it has been brought up.
Because I want to get a lot more into PR too at the end, because I have a lot to say on that.
Well, the production part of it.
Yeah, so Ashley talks about she talks about the house, and she tells them details that, it's in my name. I have the D in the house, and Michael, put down deposit though. And I think they end up bringing up Candiace and their situation. Before we get into that,
I also just want to mention Ashley is still not divorced.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I forgot who had asked her. I think it was Karen. I was like, hey, are you divorced yet? Ashley is not divorced. I don't even think they're working on it. They're just separated. But continue. They bring up Candiace.
And Karen's like, you guys are just on and off. Are you ever going to get on a good footing again? And Ashley basically says, probably not, because she sent me a text message. And the text message was basically saying that
It says this.
Yeah.
Candiace sent her a message that says, "Who you have shown yourself to be is someone who will conspire with your castmates to lie and embellish about very dangerous accusations for entertainment purposes. If you will do that, you will do anything. Please do not text me. You have made it very clear that we are not friends or even acquaintances. Plead your case about your character to somebody else." So that was.
I want to also, and I want to bring that something up about that. I don't see how Ashley can be mad at what Candiace said when she was correct.
Yeah.
Like she does do that. Like we all know Ashley is like the shit starter. We know her role in the show, but it also doesn't mean that, you know, we don't have feelings about it. It's like she intentionally shit starts and then in this case wants to play victim.
I'm going to say this. Ashley I don't think she will ever be able to build or establish a strong foundation that is strong enough to build a genuine friendship or connection with the ladies. I mean, you see who she keeps in her company, Deborah. These are the type of people that you surround yourself with. I think the only people that she's able to have, and even Giselle, because Giselle's not really great with holding strong foundations with the ladies that's on the show, with the exception of Robyn. But it just makes me sad because Candiace and Ashley could be great friends. They really could. And I think that every time that Candiace lets her guard down, even though she's cautious, she'll let her guard down. Ashley just does something else again to disappoint her.
Yeah.
So they'll never be able to be friends. And it sucks because I think that she can learn a thing or two from Candiace, especially about generational wealth.
Yeah. Ashley is just... We'll get more.
We definitely will. And of course, they brought up the lawsuit as well. And she just tells them the same thing that she told her mother, that she doesn't really know anything about what's going on in regards to the lawsuit. Now, moving on. Continue.
So now we finally get to Ashley's housewarming, her seaside in the city housewarming. That's what it's called. And we have the people that arrive. So, you know, Giselle arrives, which I'll say Giselle actually did look nice.
They all look great.
They did, but I was giving Giselle because, you know, we all know she doesn't usually do that. But she's been consistent.
Yeah.
So, and some of the ladies arrived. Who was it? Giselle, Karen.
I want to shout out to Uncle Lump. Uncle Lump was there.
Yeah. So on that, you know, we have her, Ashley, Giselle, and the uncle. They're talking about what's going on. They're asking her about her life with, you know, what's going on in her life, especially in terms of Michael. And the uncle's just like kind of confused and not really understanding the situation.
Well, it was a shock to him, and it was a shock to Uncle Lump because he knew that Ashley went to the Bahamas with her children. What he did not know is that Michael went there as well. It was news to him. And it almost seems like it was intentional that Ashley kept that away from him, even though she didn't directly say that. But what she did say is that her Uncle Lump is very old school and he's been in a marriage for like 30 plus years or so. So he has ideas on, you know, her marriage and her situation because he's old.
But I don't even think this is like a new school, old school thing. Like your situation is just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking weird.
Yeah. It is.
And your uncle is right to be just like, what the fuck about it, basically.
And I think it can be frustrating when you really care about somebody and you love someone. And you know, you can tell he's an old head. Like, he's known Ashley since she was a baby, obviously. He knows what she's been through, especially like the whole father thing. I think that he has a very paternal instinct when it comes to Ashley. So I think it's hard for him to just watch her do stupid decisions, because Ashley's not dumb. You can tell that she's extremely intelligent. She just makes dumb decisions.
She definitely makes dumb decisions. Like, I'm so disappointed. And I've said this before, but it's just like so disappointing that we're on season 8 and she is just, I feel like, still in the same position she was in season 1, except with 2 kids. Like, that shouldn't even be the case. You shouldn't still have to depend on Michael for your livelihood.
That's the part for me. Like
when you've been on this show for 8 years, you have, like, you could have built something with that, and you haven't. Like, you haven't. I'm like really mad. I'm sorry. I
think she might have some type of yoga brand or something.
But that's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I think that all of the women on that show should own some sort of business. So that way you can promote. Have y'all not learned from Candy? Own a business and promote the business throughout the season. Have y'all not learned from Kenya Moore Hair Care? Okay, like figure out a business venture and promote it throughout the season.
And this is where I also go back to the concept of having a good team behind you. Because why hasn't her team approached any beer companies like Corona? So for Ashley to, promote the product, because we all know she drinks Coronas. She loves them. That could have been something like, a partnership, a collaboration. Like, where it...
Because she's definitely given Corona a lot of free promo. I personally am I hate the taste of Corona. But imagine like people who like Corona be like, you know what I want? I think I'm gonna do me a housewarming, and I'm probably gonna do me some beers, and I think I'm gonna have some Corona on the table.
So like
I'm gonna look good.
Like I'm mad at her because she's not doing what she's supposed to do, I guess, with this platform.
Right.
And let's say she was just very wealthy. And like she was just doing this for the shits. I get that because in the day she has her own wealth. It's like, it's not, I'm not desperate. But we know her situation in terms of, her growing up poor, very humble beginnings, meeting Michael. Like you have to build something. Like you got on this platform for a reason. Huh?
To her credit, she did have the Australian restaurant.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not. Even that, I'm being really harsh right now, but
I'm just gonna say she did try. It failed, but she tried.
Yes, but that was a partnership with her husband.
Yeah,
and I get it. They were together. I get it, but it's like, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she could do hair care because I think that Ashley's known for her hair. She could easily do a natural hair care brand. She could easily do something about health and wellness in yoga. Like, I think that fitness really could be her. She's a mother. She could do some type of like organic something.
She could have did what Monique did with that whole not for lazy moms thing. Lifestyle mom,
Yeah, she could be a lifestyle blogger. There are a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah.
And I really think that, and again, I don't follow her on Instagram, so she might have partnerships. I don't know. But again, she doesn't really talk about it on the show. I can say that there was a Married to Medicine. I cannot remember that girl's name. She was an Indian girl, but she talked about the fact that she was a blogger. Had I ever heard of her? No. But she was talking about her blog. So that was the promotion for the time that she was on the show. But yeah, Ashley definitely is missing the bag. And
she's pissing me off. Sorry.
She could really do a lot without having to depend on Michael.
Yeah.
So Ashley, if you're listening, which I know you're not, you need to do something either with she could do a children's clothing line or a children's boutique. She could do something about natural skincare for children and babies. She could come out with a hair care line. She could do something more. I think she has something with yoga. I don't know why, but I really think that she does.
She does have a yoga certification.
She in Star Wars.
She has a yoga certification.
She definitely discussed postpartum, so I'm sure that she could figure out something in regards to like wellness and mental health. She has a lot of untapped potential that she could be sitting on right now, that she is sitting on right now, that she hasn't really dived into.
Yeah.
She could even do like a little simplistic jewelry brand. Like, girl, there's so many things that she could do. And she just hasn't really ventured out.
And I feel like, where her uncle's feeling like, it shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't, you shouldn't be living like this.
Also, her uncle kind of fine. I ain't even gonna, I shouldn't say fine. People throw away that word fine real heavy. But he's a good looking fella. I know You ain't saying, yeah, I see it too. You said,
No.
The silence told me everything I needed
He's not
to know.
ugly. I didn't look at him like in that way. So.
Yeah.
So that was. I'm sorry. I had just to get that out the way because Ashley is disappointing me in that part.
And she's a mother.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of mothers, Mia comes. Mia, they greet and she, oh, it's a nice house. But in her confession, she's like, oh, so where's the waterfront? Where's the water?
So, bitch, you living in a shoebox right now.
Exactly. I'm just like, you lost your house that you were renting $10,000 a month for.
Like, and I know you ain't talking. Don't get me wrong. I live in a shoebox my damn self. But what I'm not about to do is ask somebody where's the water in their damn house. And Ashley confirmed what I had thought, because I told y'all last episode that when I saw her house, it reminded me of her beach home in Delaware, or shall I say Michael's beach home in Delaware. And so she said that this home was really inspired by that home as well. What did you think of the interior? I think we already talked about it, but we got to do a little bit more of it this episode. I really liked it, honestly.
I like her house. I really liked her bathroom. Was like granite type of tile or whatever.
It's a beautiful home.
It's really. Only thing I didn't like, I'm sorry, is that her kids share a room. And I know they're little.
The same thing. Like, girl.
I'm just like, that's a big ass house. Just have separate. Why can they just not have their own rooms? I can't stand when people put kids in the same bedroom. I'm sorry.
I thought that was kind of wild, especially because she's using like one of the rooms with a bunch of clothes in it. And I'm like, if you don't give Dean and Dylan their own damn rooms, but also they might be attached to each other and they might want to be around each other. So,
well, I mean, as they grow though, they're gonna want their own rooms, I think.
No,
so
sure.
Like, I'm gonna need that to change.
But I definitely had the same thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, one thing we didn't mention before that was that Wendy arrives, and as you see, she greets Karen, and then she greets Charisse, and she bypasses Giselle and Mia, which I was good. I was like, good for you.
It was giving duck, duck, goose.
Yeah. And then,
well, hold on. I want to ask you a couple of questions about that.
Okay.
Would you feel comfortable going to like a gathering if there were a few people that you don't actually fuck with like that?
If it's for my friend, then I'm going for her.
Would you go out of your way to speak to somebody that you don't really?
No, because I don't like them. I mean, and if we're together, maybe just like a head nod, like, hey, but nothing else.
Yeah. I'm proud of me. Not Mia. Never. I'm proud of Wendy. I'm proud of Wendy for protecting her peace, though. It is unfortunate, though. And it was really awkward seeing her hug Charisse, because it was like she almost wasn't about to hug Charisse.
And did you see Giselle just scoot back?
Yeah, Giselle, you're disgusting. Like, you're the main reason why. And, shame on Giselle, because, like, you started it, girl.
That's what I hate when people start stuff, but then they
play victim.
Yeah, and it's like Wendy has and the fact she is still holding a grudge, the fact that Wendy like just called her ass out during that whole like thing, and that was like 2 seasons ago.
But she gave it to her good.
Yeah, she can't.
You think you're supposed to pick on me, and I'm supposed to just sit there and be like, "It's okay if you pick on me. I won't fight back."
Yeah, and that's why, they just don't like her.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Oh, speaking of another deceitful person, Ashley's friend Deborah arrives. Remember the Sesame Street looking woman that they were calling her.
Yeah, no one missed her.
Yeah. And, like we see Wendy kind of like, and, her face was like, what is she doing here, basically?
What did she say? She said, I thought this was a housewarming. I didn't realize that it was going to be a children's party. And that was just referencing her looking like, I'm not saying it, that's what they said, her looking like a character from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
She definitely wasn't missed.
No, like, just how you. She was lying, but just gross. So then Nneka arrives finally, and then they but here's
what
happened?
Well, what I was gonna say was she's okay. This was really awkward. I don't know if you picked this up or not, but Charisse, I think, ran into her first. She's like, "Oh, you're so pretty." She didn't say, "Oh, well, you're pretty too." But when
I did not.
Well, she said she looked. So Charisse says, "Oh, you're so pretty. What a pretty girl," or something along those lines. She didn't say, "Oh, you too," or nothing. And then she goes to the table. Oh, wow, there's a bunch of beautiful faces here. And I was like, wow. Also, a miniature sidebar. This was the second time that Karen and Charisse wore something very similar. I just wanted to put that out there. But Karen did at least speak to her. It was a dry hello, but a hello did occur. So that's why I think I was asking a little bit earlier, like, if you were in a room with somebody you don't really fuck with, would you go out your way to speak? So I think that Karen's really good about, at least, that's maturity right there. That's that triple 20 coming along.
Like, on these housewives shows, they all, like, they have to be around each other in certain situations, even if they don't like each other.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, I can do this for a little bit and then go.
Right. But jumping back, so Nneka, whatever. I believe there was, I think that we see in the confessional, Wendy's like, yeah, I met her in passing. So the thing is, earlier in the episode, there was some type of connection, like it was a mother-in-law, sister-in-law. It was somebody-in-law. Like there was something that brought them together, that's why they knew each other. But then Wendy was singing a different tune, saying that they just met each other in passing. And I know I'm all over the place, but I just want to jump and get right into it. So Ashley pulls Wendy to the side and she's like, hey, Wendy, can you come? I just wanted to talk to you because I haven't caught up with you for a while. So all of the ladies are at the table together, just chatting with the new girl, trying to pick her brain. And in the confessionals, they seem like they like her. They're impressed with her. I think that she's a little too much just so far. But
Nneka?
What you call her? Watch your mouth.
Nneka. Nneka is Nneka.
I thought you said something else.
No, I didn't say what you thought I said. Did it sound? I hope it doesn't come across that way in the audio. But
no, I just like making you uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, so they bring her. Ashley brings Wendy into her house. They're sitting on the couch, and you already know that Ashley. Just again, this goes back to she doesn't know how to build a strong foundation when it comes to friendships. Because Wendy started off positive with her. She just said, hey, I want to let you know, like, I appreciate you in times past. You've always made me feel seen in situations, right? Which I do agree. Because when last season, when it was Mia's birthday and Mia was on them side, there's your side versus my side. If y'all hang out with her, y'all can't hang out with me type dish shit. It was just stupid. But Ashley knew that it wasn't right. And so she decided to go against Mia's wishes. And good for Ashley in that regard. But, I don't know how to really get into it because it was a lot. But Wendy was pretty much letting Ashley know, like, listen, and I appreciate you for always making me feel seen, but at the same time, I feel like I still have to be cautious when it comes to you because of how you blindsided me with your girl, Deborah. And, rumors coming out about that. Like, I didn't really appreciate that. I really want to like you. I really want to trust you, but I have my reservations. Do you think that Wendy was wrong for feeling cautious when it comes to Ashley and her intentions?
She definitely wasn't wrong. I mean, like you said, Ashley is not someone you can really trust and open up to. And as I was watching and seeing, it reminded me of Mama Joyce at the weddings. Remember when Candy was getting her trying on wedding dresses, and then her friend Carmen came, and she was like, "You ain't no one's friend. You ain't nobody's friend."
But I believe.
Oh God, goddamn. Anyway, it just reminded me. It's like Ashley really isn't no one's friend, and I feel like Wendy is actually trying to build something, but I don't think she realizes to the full extent that Ashley is just not to be trusted. And I think we see this with her bringing up what Nneka said about. Again, it's hard for me to explain
it's
this. So I'm just
Nigerian stuff that, like, I think is beyond our expertise. Even though I am almost 30% Nigerian. Hello. Shout out to ancestry.com, but I don't know anything about the culture, so it is beyond. It's above my pay grade.
She implied something. She implied it was something negative.
Well, let me start with this. Production flashback to the conversation with Ashley and Nneka. It was just a very genuine conversation, and in fact, Ashley was being messy by bringing stuff up, and she was the one that said, isn't that something negative? Nneka tried to explain to her, like, Osu means that something in regards to, like, if you give up your y'all, again, I don't even.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to explain because I don't want to get anything wrong.
Me either. But she was just saying, like, if you're an Osu, it is associated with this type of lifestyle, and you pretty much are shunned from your community or something like that. I don't know. But she wasn't saying it like, yeah, and that's what Wendy's family's like right now, and da-da-da-da-da-da. But Ashley, being the messy bitch that she is, goes back to Wendy and brings up the conversation as if Nneka did have malintentions and was saying that her family was, what's the word I'm looking for? Was shunned from the Nigerian community or something to that effect.
And Nneka was just really explaining to Ashley what it was.
But she asked the question and she answered it.
Yeah.
She didn't say Wendy's family is shunned, or Wendy's family does have a curse, or Wendy's family has been isolated from the rest of the community. She asked the question, she answered it. It wasn't even applicable to Wendy. And Wendy definitely answered the question with grace and said, yes, that can be, I guess, an association with the Osu name, but my family is not that in that regard. And you came to, was it a baby shower that she had for a child?
I think so.
And she said, and you saw that we were surrounded by family members. If that were true, no one would have been there. They wouldn't have been there to celebrate my family and my child, And even Ashley admits, like, ooh, I didn't bring it up as if she was being messy. Bitch, you know what you was doing.
She always knows what she's doing. Well, my conspiracy theory really is that since Ashley and Nneka are friends, Ashley set Nneka down with Nneka along with Giselle and Robyn to plan out how to take down Wendy. I do believe that. I do. I believe there's a plan going along with this. I do. That's just my conspiracy theory.
My bigger issue, though, is that we don't really see, and I could be making this up, please call me out. I'm not going to say we. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't see a lot of African representation on television, especially not Nigerian representation. And I'm not saying that Nneka and Wendy are the spokespeople for Nigerian people. That's not the case. But I don't like what Ashley's about to do. She's about to pit these women against each other based off of her being messy. And I don't like it. I almost feel like that's another again, subconsciously being colorist. And just culturally insensitive.
Because why bring that up and ask? Like, you knew what you were doing when saying that.
Name. Like,
because it was from a blog, I believe, that based on what we saw in the screenshot they provided, it looked like it was from like a blog.
It's harmful rhetoric. And I'm sick of them always trying to bring. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Wendy is just a breath of fresh air. I like her, but she can be annoying. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all.
Yeah.
But I do like Wendy. I do like what she represents. I do like the representation that she's tried to put on the screen. Whether it's her showing her great marriage with her husband, her beautiful children, the fact that she is well-rounded and educated. Like, I admire all of those things about Wendy. And I'm just like, Ashley, you playing a really, really dirty game, and girl, I'm not here for it. That's it. That's the tweet.
No, I totally agree with everything you're saying.
Was there any final things that happened at this?
I mean, that's how the episode ended.
Yeah, I think that's what I wrote. That I think.
Oh my God, I forgot about Robyn. I forgot all about her. She did eventually show up. Oh wow! So yeah, Robyn showed up. She basically was saying, I'm gonna still live my life. I'm not gonna let, I'm not gonna hide from all this. That's it. But I forgot about her. That she was there.
I don't have nothing to add because what? Like Robyn, I already can tell that she's gonna be on a I don't care campaign for the remainder of the season, and I don't think that that's gonna be enough to please production and Andy, because once again, you're playing in our faces, the audience. I really do miss, and I really think that it was Nene when she had that interview with Carlos King. I really do miss the days of just genuine, authentic. I don't even think they were called storylines at that time, but we'll just say storylines.
But I was watching a TikTok video of this guy. His name is Tell the Bees. He just breaks down a lot of reality TV show stuff along with like books. And he mentioned about like authenticity in reality TV. And to say that will we ever really have that again, knowing like we already know the process of how reality TV is. I don't think, and I think he has a point, like I don't think we will ever get like that type of reality TV back again, since we all know like the process, we all know how it is.
Yeah, staged in some regard, but there's still a sense of believability that's associated with certain reality shows. And I just feel like what Robyn is doing, bitch, if you really think that we're stupid, we're not.
I'm just kind of like an overall when it comes to Potomac. Again, I really liked Potomac when I watched it during quarantine. Like I was really binging it because this is just so funny. It was just one of those, what's the word?
It's like a lighthearted show.
Exactly. And I just feel like the first 4 seasons were really good. And then it went down the 5th season. And I feel like for me, it picked back up the 6th season. I did like that season. And then it went down last season. And now we're just kind of stagnant because we're just waiting to see where it's going to go. And I hope that it does get better. I'm kind of, I don't know.
I think my issues, like I said, I think it's great that the core cast has been consistent for the most part. But the more that I think about it, I kind of want to expand a little bit more and say the core cast might be the most problematic as a collective. Ashley...
Sorry, go ahead.
Ashley's always been messy, but I think that she's been disgusting lately in the last few seasons. Robyn... she used to be like that girl from Baltimore, but like she's just I don't know why I said it that way. And that's gonna be recorded forever and ever. But Robyn just I don't know, man.
I think this cast is losing like it's like friendship.
Yeah.
There's no friendship really in this cast. You can kind of tell that they just clock in and clock out. And it's unfortunate. It's kind of, I know we compared do the side with Atlanta. By a certain point, they were just literally clocking in and clocking out. Like even, in the a few seasons, there were some rifts here and there, but there was still like a genuine type of sisterhood. And I would say even in this to an extent, but I feel like it's kind of gone down very quickly. And like you mentioned, I feel like with Monique leaving, it did kind of change things. And
it sucks because, you know, Giselle and them wanted her gone as well.
Yeah. And then the thing about Giselle is that she doesn't really bring any of her life. And I think a lot of it is not just because she is
born.
Like she doesn't want to share. I just think she really doesn't have anything going on. Like I generally think she just doesn't have anything going on.
No, I agree. I don't think
so. It's like she's just there to start shit. But it's like if you don't really have nothing going on, then it's like.
But you're starting shit that's not even real.
Yeah.
How are you a grown ass woman creating false narratives that never existed?
Exactly. So it's just. Yeah, we need to. We'll wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Winners and losers.
Okay, so my winner is Wendy.
Really?
Yeah, I think, like, not even the talk show thing. I know we talked about before, but I think I like seeing her having boundaries and not really taking shit. So when she went to the Ashley's housewarming and didn't greet Giselle or Mia, I don't know, you know, Wendy, I feel like someone that tries to be the civil person, but she even said herself civility is long gone. Like she's just not with it, the BS anymore. And I also like the fact that Ashley took it aside, but I like the fact she brought up about where do we stand in our friendship. I think she's being very intentional this season about like, based on what we see in this episode, but I feel like she's being intentional about like, I need to know where you stand. And if you're not, you know, and if you're really not here to, you know, I guess be good person, then I'm not fucking with you. I think she's starting to like have more of a backbone, let's say.
I think every season, slowly, you can see her standing up for herself more and more. And I think that, especially after that girl splashed that drink in her face, you have to come back stronger. Yeah,
so I appreciate seeing this side of Wendy, who's kind of not the whole, you know, respectability to politics type. Be like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'll be upfront with you. I'm not taking anymore. So I guess I gave her winner for that. And I think I don't even consider this one a winner. I just want to mention, I feel like Karen, I don't know, I think she was just funny in this episode. In terms of the Pilates class, which is a serious thing, but in terms of the dramatics, and then come to find out, like, the 5% calcium, it's like, it's campy. She's campy. I don't know, I kind of enjoyed her in this episode a little bit. But she's not a winner, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Honorable mention. My winner is going to be Sheila. Because Sheila said, I can't make it to the housewarming, but let me be messy while we looking at these plants. Does Michael talk to you about the case that he filed against Candiace? That was messy, and I like it. See, that was cute messy. Ashley is out here being a different type of messy where we're making up stuff. And for that, she's a loser in my eyes.
Same.
Alongside of her being the loser of the episode, I'm also going to give it to Robyn and Juan with the whole, I don't care. Yeah, you care. And with Robyn acting like so low energy with her, I don't care, bitch. I know that when they stop production, you cry in the middle of the night. So I'm not going to sit here and let you play in our faces because... It's sad. Like, Robyn, you're a beautiful woman. Juan Dixon is not your only choice. And the fact that I'm still cringing, I still hear the echoes of, I'm so glad that Juan Dixon isn't here right now. That man don't give a shit.
He really doesn't.
Never did. Now, as you know, we're wrapping this up. So how would you
Wait, hold on. I just want to also say about Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know, Doja Cat's cousin needs to get it together. I think
Doja's always been kind of acting crazy too, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just that we all knew she was messy, but I just feel like, I'm just talking about for myself, like, it's annoying to her to still be like this with no type of progress in her 8th season.
She's playing a dangerous game. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. How would you rate this episode?
I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
What about
around
you?
I'm around the 6-7 range. Like, it didn't wow me. There was nothing that really. I'm a little underwhelmed by the new girl, but I'm hoping. I think I'm underwhelmed because she was really performative and it showed. But
Yeah.
I am hoping that as the drama unfolds, the season will get a little bit better. We're starting off okay though. If anything, production always makes the show better than what the material is that they're giving us in general, as far as the women on the cast. So, especially
since like season 5 and up. Yeah. But well, anyway, that wraps up this episode of Messy RealiTea Breakdown, the podcast where we break down our favorite reality shows in the name of fun, shade, and a splash of messiness. Follow us on IG at Messy RealiTea. That's TEA Breakdown. And also like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.